What do you do with yourself when there are parts of you that you don't like?
Ignore it? Do you get rid of it? Or can you accept it as part of who you are?
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Now let's get into this mob. Like, why do we call them mob?
Someone can explain to us and go, you guys are idiots, it's this.
We know that
very
one
much.
person who's down.
Now we know.
The clear theme is acceptance. Mob went through growth, but in this season specifically, like, we see him starting to accept the person that he is. This supernatural, very strong person.
And I think this season also really focuses on Mob trying to not even use his powers a lot. And then also coming to terms that he's going to always have these powers and be different, but it's okay that he is different because everyone's different.
I felt this season was Mob recognizing that feelings is okay to have. At the end, I know his brother used to be scared of him having emotions, and then, you know, the other seasons dealt with that. But I don't think Mob dealt with being able to show emotion. And I think
it's because a lot of times those emotions are the things that triggered his abilities, and it's almost something he was scared of for a long time.
Yeah, that's like a cinnamon roll wrapped inside of like sprinkles and sunshine.
That's season 3.
This season, we see more girls being interested inside of Mob. You know, he was getting his little schwanky on. He even go and buy that shirt with the monkeys.
Yeah.
He was thinking he was Mac Daddy, and I was like, that's not it for me, Mob, but okay. And I felt like a lot of the episodes inside of this season felt kind of slice of lifey. It was literally, you know, how it is to see this club succeed, or what it's like to be in a cult. I mean, that's not really slice of life, but you know what I mean.
Normal slice of life, everyday things. What happens to Mob is that he tries to save a boy who is about to get hit by a car. He gets hit by the car.
After that, he turns dark and heads to see Tsubomi.
And that's when...
I don't know if I would have waited for him that long.
She's the epitome of that comic of, this is fine, and there's just fire all over. That's Tsubomi. Mob turns into the dark version of him. From then on, it's really much a battle between that darker side of him, which is like his psychic abilities, and like him as a person, battling internally. But then on the outside, all of his friends and his brother try to come and stop him. You think, like, who is going to be able to stop Mob? And Reigen says, I'm still going to pull forward. He goes through, he breaks through, he gets to Mob.
Like the true champion Reigen is. Reigen is best boy. Like, yes. I have to say that.
He loses his shoes.
Doing it barefoot.
Doing it barefoot with the toes out.
All the toes. This is the most gut-wrenching like moment for me in all that whole. Reigen was like, Mob, I'm a fraud. I've been lying to you. I've been telling you I is these things, but I ain't these things. Like, I have a fraudulent business. And you know, if somebody else in regular life to tell you that, you'd have been like, get away.
Sir. What Mob's darker half keeps saying is that Reigen is just using him, and he just really is around Mob because he has these special abilities. But Reigen tells him it's like, it's not about your psychic abilities. Even, you know, before I knew you had those abilities, I knew you were like, something was special about you. But it's not even about that anymore. It's you as a person that I appreciate. And yeah, that's how Reigen pulls him out. It really showed the theme of Mob really well in this scene, because Reigen is just a normal person. And we've known that from the beginning. But he's the one that's able to get to Mob. And even though he doesn't have any special abilities, he is the one that is able to
stop
even
Mob. But like,
that's the thing that breaks Mob out of his trance, is that Reigen tells him the truth.
That like raw honesty.
A huge theme of this show is that, like, you don't need special abilities to be special. You are special just being the person that you are. Man, I'm getting emotional. Him wanting to prove himself that he's special even without his psychic abilities. And that's what Reigen shows as a character as well, because he's just like, he does so many amazing things throughout this whole series, and he has no powers. He has none. He's just a 25-year-old man out there.
Reigen is like, that's the most well-written character I've seen in a long time.
I think it helps that he's also a really realistic character.
Yeah.
He's got flaws and he lies a lot. And what he says is that like it's all a show.
Yes.
And he knows that. And in a way, Mob helped him come to terms with how he is as a person. One thing I do want to say with the ending and how they portrayed Mob accepting himself. So it was like his dark side and then his regular side without the powers, and then them coming together as one person, which is Mob. And I think that was really great to show, because it showed that like you don't have to get rid of the things that you think are bad about you, because Mob always saw his psychic abilities as like a bad thing, something he had to control, something he had to hide, or something that like he just didn't want people to know because it would make them treat him differently. But in the end, it's like he came to terms with it and became like one whole person with his powers, which was really, really great. Was it enjoyable?
Yes. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yes. If you don't like it, don't tell me.
We don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a weird alien scene that we're not going to talk about and just block out of my memory.
My God, I forgot about. I did block it out. It's like the child that you do not discuss.
The unloved child goes in the corner.
The plot of it was just marvelous, superb. The only flaw I would see in this, and this is me nitpicking, is how the hell did Dimple come back?
There's like an emotional closure, right? The closure of Dimple dying would have been more impactful if he stayed dead.
Yeah. It felt like they was trying to make us feel good. And I think good anime doesn't always have to do that. They don't need to make you feel good at the end.
Stay dead, Dimple.
Don't you come back here.
Don't you come
Get
back
out of here.
But other than that, it's a solid plot. Okay.
This gets higher than 10 stars. Whoever the writer is a Mob, I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's a good rating. I was also going to give it a 10 out of 10. Obviously, like if I could rate it higher, I would. It's above a 10. 100%.
There you go.
Thank you for being my friend.